Hello everyone, and welcome back to From Our Basement Gaming.
Hi everybody.
We are back with part... oh gosh, what part is this?
I forget, what
Is
part
it
are we
19 maybe? Let me check real quick. I know I'm being unprofessional here.
That's okay. Essentially, since we now know how many orbs we need to get, we're going to try to take care of some of those orb problem for this part, so that we can...
I think we might actually be part 20.
We're at 20 parts now?
Yes, so welcome back to part 20 of our Spyro the Dragon Ripto's Rage Let's Play.
Yeah, so essentially our goal is to get as many orbs as we need, both on and off camera, on camera today and off camera afterward.
Yeah.
So that the next part we will tackle the final boss.
That's our hope.
Yes.
Because the errand of getting all the orbs has been a little bit cumbersome.
Yes, it has been a cumbersome task.
And
luckily we don't need to get all 64 orbs.
yes, and we've decided, looking at the viewer count, that it would be better to go to the third game.
Yes.
Spyro!
Rather than being completionists about it and getting all
That's
64 orbs.
So yes, we're just skipping past all the dialogue, but if all goes according to plan, we should be battling Ripto soon.
Yes.
Preferably the next part of this series.
Yes, preferably next week.
Yeah. So we can wrap this up and then talk with the Year of the Dragon, appropriate for the month of June.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yes.
I haven't really seen a lot of the third Spyro game, so I am looking forward to it. I kind of know the plot thanks to a few videos I've watched. I'm still curious to actually experience the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
So am I. 'Cause I'm interested in what the third adventure is like.
Yes, especially since I think that might be back in his own universe.
Yes.
Because this is like a different world.
I know we have new
And
friendly character.
I think that could be why I'm a little less fond of this one as well. He's not in his native world.
Right, he was kind of ripped into this world by accident because Ripto decided to be a jerk.
Yeah. And
they needed a hero to save everyone.
yeah. It's like, oh, we can't solve our own problems, so yeah, we kind of brought you here to do it. Whoops.
Yes. Leaving the
Alright.
little dragon to have to save the universe by himself.
Poor Spyro, all he wanted was a vacation.
Yeah, that sucked.
And as somebody who's way overdue for a vacation,
Yeah, buddy.
I feel for him. I'm like, oh, you and I both were cheated out of our vacations.
Yeah. Sorry about that, buddy.
I should have had one this month. I would have, but the circumstances did not allow. So,
I'll do my best to make up for it when we go to... Should we say where we're going in June?
oh yeah, well, we still have. We are still going to our usual conventions, so in June that means 2 many games.
Yeah, so we'll try to make a vacation out of our trip to Phoenixville, Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, I mean obviously that's fun. I mean, it's a vacation of sorts.
Yeah.
You know me, I need to go abroad.
Oh, that kind of vacation.
Well, that and any kind of extended vacation. I mean, too many games will be great over the weekend and never certainly.
Yeah.
So yes, I just wish it wasn't so expensive.
Yeah, I know.
Say
Thanks,
the
Spyro.
This is true. Yes, and I think if I cleared enough bad guys, the extra gem here is I have to kill all those spider things.
Yes.
Which can be a pain, but at least we see, yeah.
Hopefully we'll get that done this time.
Oh.
Didn't I see it before? Yeah, I know, it's talisman. Go to collect all those talismans, and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, it's actually the orbs you want to get, not the talismans.
Yeah, actually the orbs are more important. Whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, so I should just get those instead of the talisman. No, you need the talisman too. Okay. Yeah.
Whoops. I keep forgetting, and I have to remind myself each time that driving Spyro is a little different from running as Spyro.
Yeah. Yeah, the flying mechanics aren't quite the same as the running.
That is true.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of have to get them all in one go.
A nightmare.
Yeah. Easier said than
It is easier, much easier to say to get all of the evil parasitic critters than actually
yeah.
taking care of business.
Yeah, and they're so gross. They look kind of like termites. I mean, the wrong color, but the kind of fat body and little legs makes me think of termites.
Yeah.
I was like trying to think of why they disturbed me, and I'm like, oh yeah, because I think of either termites or ticks. Yeah. Neither of which I am fond of.
Neither am I. I've heard horror stories of ticks. You can also get Lyme disease, which is not fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Count my blessings.
That's why I've become afraid of walking in tall grass with shorts.
Right. Yeah, I count my stars that I paid attention in that war class.
Yeah.
That's where they teach you tips and tricks. But yeah, you're right. When it comes to wearing shorts, I don't know how you do it. There must be a secret. An extra secret.
Well, other than avoiding the tall grass, you mean?
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Just be diligent and pay attention to make sure there's nothing on there. Now, because I have suffered from fatigue off and on, I actually have tested a few times. Even though I've never, as far as I know, knock on wood, have never had a tickle. They were like, oh well, you never know, you could have had one somewhere you can't see. So
That's frightening.
Thankfully, they pulled that out. Phew.
You have saved us all
Yay,
from a
you did
grisly
it.
fate.
Yep.
Please
But yeah, it's
accept
not-
this orb
it's
as a small token
No,
of
it is
our
not.
thanks.
It is definitely not a fun. Alright, so that puts us 6 orbs closer.
Yay.
Alright, so we killed an infestation of bugs of
Yep.
some sort. I'm too scared to ask what they were specifically.
I guess we could just say they're water bugs. That would probably make us feel better.
Yeah. So we killed that infestation. And now we need to exit the level as soon as the camera gets rotated properly.
Yeah.
There we are. So we cleared this one finally. It took us long enough, but...
Yeah.
Dude, butterfly.
Oh, man.
You feeling alright, buddy?
Yes. And just some of the movies we've seen lately, some of the humor just makes me wonder, like, am I just out of touch with what the kids find funny? I don't
Right. Or have the people who write the stories decided to shoehorn stuff that really isn't funny, but...
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Is this like a case of, is it a bunch of people like our parents' generation writing what they think the kids will find funny, and that's why it's bad because our generation doesn't find that funny either, or do the kids actually find that stuff funny and I am, because I am not of that generation, I am disconnected. It's hard for me to say. Anyway, to me, the best kids' movies are the ones that have humor that can make everyone laugh.
Right.
Like, to me, that's the best. Not this, we have to
Please excuse
dumb
our
stuff
mess, Spyro.
down
We are
to
currently
make
suffering
the
from...
youngest kids laugh.
Yeah. Well, that, and I know we sat through Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and
And that,
it didn't help that. Yeah, it was not as what we were hoping.
yes, Monopoly was not the video to rant on that with, but this one I probably can afford to. So, warning, because I do know that people found this movie, liked this movie, really hyped about it. So if you're going to be easily offended by somebody who didn't enjoy it, this is a warning, content warning.
Sorry about that, everybody.
I'll try to be nice. Yes, so I guess I felt like I was off guard too because reviewers I watched who reviewed the movie didn't really talk about certain aspects, so
Yeah.
I was definitely caught off guard. I mean, one person did talk about the human B-plot and how that was an issue, but that was about it. I
Yeah.
didn't know how long it was, but anyway.
True. I mean, heck, you came up with a joke that was funnier than the one in the actual movie.
I know. I'm sure even people who are fans of the movie could agree that the B-plot with the human characters sucked. I hope so anyway, because that was pretty pointless. I think it was just padding out the movie.
Yeah.
So that was a big problem. You had Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles and what they were doing with Dr. Robotnik,
Yes.
Eggman, and you had that on one end, and then on the other hand you had Donut Cop guy,
Yes.
and his wife going to one of her family members' weddings in Hawaii, and that was just really boring and pointless, and it wasn't really made to care about human characters in the first movie, so I still didn't care about them. And
Yes.
I think it was just to help the movie be 2 hours long. And it's like, which by the way, the movie didn't need to be 2 hours long. There was like a point the movie should have ended and it kept going.
Yeah.
Where, I'm sorry guys, but after an hour and a half, I was staring at my cell phone at the time like, okay, is this still going on?
That's a bad sign.
So, yeah, sorry. It's like the opposite. I'm gonna give you guys a double whammy here. It's the opposite of the pacing issue with the Mario movie.
Yeah.
Mario movie, paced too fast. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie, paced too slow. Now, it had a lot of action, but it also had a lot of like empty filler.
Yes.
And the humor. This is like the diet version of my review. I'll probably write a lengthy one if I feel like it. The humor actually was physically painful for me. I'm sorry. This is where I'm like, I don't know. Do the kids find this funny? Do the adults find this funny? Because I try not to toss around the word cringe too much, but I actually felt cringe. You know, humor that is painful. It's not funny, it's painful. I'm sorry. That is how it felt.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? You were kind of in pain with some of it too.
A lot of the jokes were, especially as I felt that they, like, I admit that Sonic and Knuckles Sonic and Tails, and that's another in-joke that Kevin laughs, is the fact that I have this problem of presuming that Tails and Knuckles are one and the same.
All he means is that his problem is he'll mean to say Tails and he'll say Knuckles for some reason.
Yes. Sonic
Yeah.
and Tails, the fox,
Yes.
they have a very nice bond and friendship that I always loved with those two characters.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm going all the way back to my introduction to the series was the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon.
Right.
So I thought that they had a very wonderful bond, the two of them, because they were like brothers as they were freedom fighters.
Yeah.
So the fact that they decided that Fox Tails was just some arbitrary guy who was on the sidelines watching from afar.
Thanks for getting our ship fired up, Spyro.
And that's how he knew
Now we can
everything about
proceed with our
Sonic.
countering.
I felt that kind of did a disservice to the relationship of Sonic and Tails.
Yeah. It's basically a thing where, like, also spoiler warning, I should have said that too. It's basically an issue where, like, this, in the first movie, you know, Sonic, his power, like, caused his energy surge, and Tails was able to pick it up from his universe, because in this story, Sonic and Tails and Knuckles and all them are originally from a different universe, and they teleport over to Earth, I guess. But but anyway, that's how Tails became aware of him, and then basically he decided to, like, watch him because he really, like, thought he was cool and he admired Sonic. So he actually was watching him, kind of like, you know, surveillance type of thing. And
Yes.
they made a joke about it. And I'm like, No, actually, this is really disturbing. This isn't something to laugh about. They're trying to pass it up as endearing, but the way they framed it was kind of creepy. Like Tails is not. His admiration for Sonic is not like an
That'll
idol
spike
worship
minds
type
all over
thing.
the heart.
I think they got the wrong character in mind with that type of dynamic. But yeah, so that was a problem, and also like they seem to like instantly have this bond, like this mutual bond, and I'm like, well, this makes no sense because Sonic and Tails have the bond from the years that they've been on adventures together and been living together. They're, as far as I know the RG comics will tell you different. But as far as the video games are concerned, they're both orphans, so they're their own family.
Yes.
You know, and that's why they're like brothers, as Connor mentioned. And so Tails comes from a place of admiring Sonic and wanting to become strong like him because of all the adventures they've gone through. So for him to get to that point just from like watching him from afar and then going on one adventure with him, it just wasn't that believable to me.
Yeah.
And it was just another disservice to Tails' character. Even worse than Sonic Forces, which is an infamous mischaracterization of Tails in an official game. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, their problem is they undid his character development.
Yeah, that was not cool.
But yeah, that's a different issue for a different day. But yeah, so there was that.
It's almost as if the story was shipping Sonic Tails.
I mean,
How lucky for
hopefully
me that you came
platonically, but
along.
yeah.
My machinery is broken, and the gears I need to repair
so yeah,
are
there's
scattered.
that. I kind of feel like some of the humor was actually offensive. Like, there's honestly humor that comes across as racist against Russians, which I'm like, listen, I don't care how we feel about a certain politician. It's not cool to make jokes at the expense of an entire nation.
Yes.
Trouble with the
I
trolley.
hope that the war that's been going on is not a byproduct of
Not either.
Sonic.
I have no idea why the jokes were that way. Like, they could have redone that scene to make it less racist, but it definitely came across as it was just uncomfortable.
Understandable.
And it's not like I guess it's not like they're the only ones who've done it. Like, as much as SNL is very funny, they do have a lot of offensive stuff when it comes to that.
Questionable humor.
Yeah, they have a lot of questionable humor, and a lot of it does get into that territory. So yeah, there's that. I still don't like how Jim Carrey does Eggman.
Trouble
I'm
with
sorry.
the trolley.
Yeah.
He's not a good Dr. Robotnik. I've seen several adaptations of Dr. Robotnik.
Yes, we have.
And he is, I hate to say this, but I love Jim Carrey. Hilarious guy, good actor, but he completely misses the mark. He is my least favorite Dr. Robotnik.
We gave him a second chance.
Trouble with the trolley.
Yeah.
And I mean, he at least was more into it this time.
Yeah.
I do
I
feel.
can kind of feel that's probably what the first one was going to be like.
Yeah, I do feel like in the first movie he was a little bit PO'd. More than likely because he had to redo
Trouble with the truck?
most of the movie.
Yeah.
Because I do know for a fact that he was annoyed at people
Yeah, funnily enough.
for making them
Yeah.
update the Sonic.
Because
Yeah.
because yeah, Sonic, they had to do a few scenes because they changed how
Trouble with the
Sonic
truck?
looked,
Yeah.
because a lot of people were not happy with their lack of care design version of how the Blue Hedgehog looked.
Yeah, so I mean, at least that wasn't going on, and I think he was able to control the role a lot more, but
Yeah.
I still,
Trouble with the...
and I know for a fact that he, made it clear he was doing his own version of Dr. Robotnik. Like, he made that clear when the first movie was coming out. And I get that, and it's fine. Several different...
Trouble with the trolley?
we have tons of adaptations of Dr. Robotnik. We have the one from the video games. We have Sonic Underground. We have Adventures of Sonic the
Yeah.
Hedgehog. We have Sat AM. We have the Archie comics, the IDW comics, the Fleetway comics, etc. We have so many different versions. Sonic X.
Yeah.
We have many different versions of him. And now I don't know all of them. Like, I still don't know how the IDW comics handled him, for example. Or the Fleetway comics. But out of most of the adaptations that I know, he's my least favorite.
Yeah.
He just feels too separated from it. He's putting too much him into it. I see evil Jim Carrey. I don't see Dr. Robotnik.
Yes, like when he said wrongo, I got How the Grinch Stole Christmas vibes.
Yes, and I like that in The Grinch, but that I don't expect that type of thing from Dr. Robotnik.
Yes.
And also, and I know this maybe some people think this is a little bit funny, but on their adaptation of Dr. Robotnik, why is he skinny?
Yes.
I was thinking, oh well, they made him bald in time for the second movie, and they gave him his iconic mustache by the second movie. I'm like, maybe they'll make him fat too. Maybe they'll come up with a stupid reason, whatever, I can get over it.
Yeah.
But I want them to make him fat. And I know, you guys probably think this is ridiculous, but it's a part of his character. And I'm like, yes, I know he's a villain, and yes, I know I know it's his own version, but all of the adaptations, except for this one, he's been shaped like an egg. He has a belly that's shaped like an egg. That's part of his character.
Yes, despite his overweightness, he's able to outrun Sonic.
Yeah, and that's, part of the quirkiness of his character.
Yeah.
I mean, even the one in Sonic 06, he was still overweight.
Yeah.
He was probably the skinniest of all of them, but he was still overweight, so... It's just those kinds of things, and I don't have enough time to go into it, but... And this is the part that's going to make me get hate, probably, but I do not like how they portrayed Knuckles.
Yeah.
His voice is badass, and when he's fighting, it's badass.
He did have a cool voice.
Those two things were cool. It was the rest that was not good.
Yeah.
I mean...
Like, they were trying to make it seem like he was cognitively paying attention and not having being too thrilled with how Robotnik was treating him, but at the same token, it did kind of feel like he was still being taken advantage of.
Well, that wasn't really the problem. I guess I found it hard to believe that he would not know anything about modern technology.
Yeah, that I agree with you was not.
So there was that part, and I think they were just leaning too heavily into, like, their own lore.
Yeah.
Which, if you guys want to know more of my opinion, I'll either say it in the next part or I'll probably post it somewhere, because it's actually at the end of the video.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Let's see, so I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about it in the next part or maybe not.
We will.
Anyway, guys, thanks for coming, and we will see you in the next part.
See you too, everybody.
Bye.